Hey y'all, Alon here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Alon. So today's video is going to be like my 2025 TBR or to be read. These are going to be the books that I plan to read this year in 2025. I feel like in 2024, the books I read were just okay. They weren't like the 2023 books. So I think this year, I'm not just gonna be picking up no mess. I'm really like trying to make sure I read really good books. I did want to do a bookstore vlog, in which I did. I filmed half of a bookstore vlog. I was going to do a two-part where I went to one Barnes & Noble and go to another. But for whatever reason, when I was trying to film the second part of the video, I pretty much couldn't. I had like a really weird memory card issue. And so I'm like, okay, we'll insert the footage from like the bookstore, but then we'll just go ahead and do a full TBR so that we can really discuss the books that I want to read and also discuss the books that I did pick up. I'm gonna go ahead and include the clips from the bookstore. I'm here. I've been wanting this book forever, so I might get this. I don't know. Okay, I think I am gonna get this. Hello, Beautiful. I've been hearing a lot about this. Let's see. It doesn't seem that interesting, but everybody literally talks about this book. I'm gonna watch a quick review.
This book like literally 10 minutes ago, and so I feel like I'm still feeling a lot of feelings. Kind of spin on Little Women. It's about 4 sisters, and it was Oprah's 100th book club pick. It's getting this huge push. It's #1 on Amazon.
I think I'm gonna try it. Okay, so I wanted to check this series out, but I don't know which book comes first. I think it might be this one that comes first. Oh, it's so big. I hate big books. I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for this. I'm gonna try a different book though. I think I'm gonna try to find Fourth Wing and give that a try. Let's see.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'm actually just gonna try this book. Hopefully you all enjoyed the vlog part of the video. I went to the Barnes & Noble in Dunwoody, which I heard that Barnes & Noble was really good, in which it had a lot of stuff. It was massive. For what I like to read and for the books that I was looking for, I personally just didn't really find like a lot. So that's why I wanted to go to a second store. I had all intentions on really spending all of my Barnes & Noble gift cards at that store, but once I didn't see anything, I was just like, whatever, it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the books that I plan to read this year in 2025. The very first book that I actually read and finished, so this is the only book that I finished this year, but first book is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. And of course I wanted to read this because I read the first book and I was really interested in Soledad's story just because I know she had some issues with like her husband. And though I did feel like Yasmin's story was interesting, it was like a second chance romance. So like we knew what was gonna happen. Whereas with this story, Soledad was in odds with her husband. And so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to give it away, but this book was so freaking good. I cannot wait to talk about it in my January reading wrap up. I think for sure this is probably gonna be like top for the year. I think one of my favorite things about this book is like self-love and like how she went on a journey of like dating herself and wanting to do things for herself, and her like being a mom of 3 and like being forced to kind of like figure out a whole new lifestyle once like what happened. I really appreciated the perspective. I love the love story. This was like amazing. Like I don't know, this is a really good book. I think this is a really good pick for the first book of the year. So the next book I'm planning to read is Rosewater by Liv Little. Now this is a queer novel. I've never read a queer novel before, so I'm really excited to read this. I will say I really wanted to get this book like a while ago, before I even know it was like a queer book. I wanted to get it because the other cover for this book just was like really pretty and really nice. I'll like include it somewhere right here. I will say I really don't know what this book is about, besides it being about two women. I don't know, I'm really excited to read this. I don't know if I want to read this next or if I want to read this in like February. I'm trying to figure out how I want to read books this year, because now that I'm getting more into like romances, I don't want to overdo it with the romance and read like back to back to back romance. So I'm thinking I may save this for like February for like Valentine's Day. I think this will be like a cute Valentine's Day read. From what I assume, I honestly don't know what's going on in this book. So it could be like a whole bunch of like queer drama and trauma, and here I am thinking it's like a beautiful romance. So the next book I want to read is going to be Such a Fun Age by Keely Reid. I kind of picked this up on a whim. I was in Barnes & Noble and I saw that this had pretty good reviews. I think this is kind of like it has like thriller-ish vibes, but it's more so of a drama. I don't really know, honestly. Maybe this will be the next book I read. Don't know much about Keely Reid. I don't know. I just kind of picked it up. I wanted something different, so yeah. The next book I want to read is Hello Beautiful by Ann Napolitano, or it's by Anne. I got this book for one because it's like the 100th book of like Oprah's book club, and everybody was ranting and raving about it. And like I said, just want to get into other books outside of romances, even though I'm in my romance era, because I'm loving the romance books. I wanted to get something different, and I've heard nothing but good things about this. So yeah, from what I know, it's kind of like about a multi-generational family, or about a family and like a bunch of women, but I think it's told from like the perspective of like one of the boyfriends, I think. So that's pretty interesting to me, because I think when we read books, we always read it from like the protagonist, or like not the protagonist, because I guess he would be the protagonist, but we always read it from like the person who whatever is happening is perspective. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully I'm not making up what this book is about. So I think it's interesting to hear like someone else's story through someone else's eyes. The next book is Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. Now, considering that there's like fires going on in California, apparently this book talks about fires in 2025 going on in the same city. I don't know if I'm gonna read this. I am very tempted to just return it, because like, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if this is like end of the world type. So like, I don't know. I don't want to know how it's ending. And it's crazy because I picked up this book like maybe 3 weeks ago, before I even knew the fires were going on. So it's just very ironic. And so like half of me is just like, girl, just read the book. Like, it's fine. But the other half is just like, let's not spook ourselves out here. I really did enjoy Kindred, so that's kind of why I bought this. I like the sci-fi theme of it, and I know that this book was kind of like sci-fi too. So I wanted to read, my whole plan for this year is to read different stuff. Y'all know me, I like my trauma, drama, a little bit of romance, love my thrillers, love me some suspense. So like sci-fi is different, but I'm like, okay, if this is a black sci-fi, I'll probably feel a little bit more connected to it. And I feel like it's like a good way to kind of like ease myself into like a different genre. But girl, if Octavia knew what was gonna happen in 2025, I do not want to know how it's gonna end. So I'm just gonna either hold her to the side or donate it or return it, because So next book is Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. Now I got this book because my girl Brent always talks about S.A. Cosby, so I was like, okay, we get into some black thriller this year, so I wanted to definitely pick up this book. Now I was supposed to get, what's the other one? The Sinners Bleed book. I heard a lot about that. I heard that was really good, and I heard he writes really good black thrillers, so I wanted to give him a go. I saw this book and I also love the cover because it has like the purple around the edges. I know it's silly, but like I thought it was a cute cover, so definitely wanted to pick this up. The next book is She's Not Sorry by Mary Kabuka. I got this merely off of the fact that she wrote Local Woman Missing, and I really enjoyed that book. That was just a really good thriller for me. So yeah, I assume that this book is going to be really good as well, and I really got it because yeah, get into it. That is so cute. Next book I got was My Year of Rest and Relaxation. This has been a book I've been wanting to read for years now. I just never picked it up. So I'm really excited to read it. I don't really know what it's about. It's just always been one of those books, like when I go to Barnes, I see it and I'm just like, I finally decided to like pull the trigger on it. So I'm really excited. And I hope it's good. I don't know. Some people were saying that like, either you like read it and you get more depressed, or like you read it and you feel like better about yourself. So I'm just hoping that I feel better about myself. Hopefully it doesn't send me into like a spiral or depression, because a couple people did say that, but I'm excited. It looks very interesting. So now we're gonna get into some books that I've already had for a few months, some of these maybe like a year or so, and that I just never read, and these are books that I just kind of want to get into for this year. So the first book is Like a Sister by Kelly Garrett. This is another black thriller. I don't even know what made me get this book. I think I probably got it because it had some pink and purple in it. I'm being honest. And it's a black thriller. It's like, you know, I'm being honest. I think that's why I bought it. Another book that I want to read this year, we have a little theme going. The Other Mistress by Shanoria Williams. Now, the theme is black thriller. I wanted to get into more black thriller authors. I feel like every time I read a thriller, it's with like white authors, which there's nothing wrong with that, because they could write a thriller, but I feel like we can write thrillers as well. And I just want to just get into some different work. Giving her another go. I read The Wife Before by her last year and I really enjoyed it, so I assume that I'm gonna really enjoy this one as well. The next book I want to read is The Partner Plot. I have had this book probably for, I think I got it over the summer, last summer. And yeah, I just need to read it, right? I just need to hurry up and read it. I know that this is a part of like an interconnected world, and I think they're all connected because they're all sisters. They're just like with different men, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I personally got this book because I love Vegas. Like, if you know me, you know me in Vegas. Yeah, I love Vegas. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna get this book. And it's pink, okay? It's pink. It just gives February. Pink cover, Vegas, romance. I went to Vegas in February. It just makes sense, right? Yeah. The final book on my 2025 TBR is going to be The Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson. Now it's funny because I actually just got a Libby hold from Sadiqa Johnson, and I hope I'm saying her name right. It was it's And Then There Was Me by Sadiqa Johnson. I don't know if I want to listen to it now or if I want to just go ahead and get the book, because I prefer to read, if we're being honest, but like if I can listen to it, it's cool. But like I work from home, I don't really go many places during the week. I do walk, and that's when I was doing a lot of my like listening to books, but now that it's cold, I'm not really walking like that. I don't want to listen to a book when I'm at the gym because I want to listen to music. So I'm like, maybe I should just get the book and just read it whenever. But back to The Yellow Wife. So yeah, I think this will be a read that I'm going to pick up in February. I'll be completely honest and say that I've picked up this book several times and put it down. So I'm very nervous to read this. I probably should try to get the audiobook as well, because for whatever reason, I've been having a really hard time with this book. And I don't know, because I do kind of like slave books. I like trauma books. I like all type of trauma black stories. So like I think that would be a book that I would typically enjoy, but for whatever reason, I don't know, I've just been having a really hard time with that book. So I'm pushing myself. That's going to be a February read for sure, since it's going to be like Black History Month. I don't know, it just feels appropriate. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed the bookstore blog of this video, as well as me just talking through the books that I got, as well as the books that I plan to read this year. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing this video. I would love if you all comment down some books that you all are planning to read this year, because I would love to know. I would love to steal some of y'all books, and comment down below if you've read any of these books and tell me what you thought about them, because I would also love to know as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.